When talking about wood floors, there's really nothing warmer or more welcoming. The first decision is, are they light, are they medium, or are they dark? And each of those decisions has so many things that relate to it. Sometimes without thinking, the first thing I lean towards is the warmth of a rich toned floor. People reach for textures or natural products. Wood brings that and drives it home. It's rich, it's dark, it's natural, it feels good underfoot, it's kind of easy on the back. It instantly kind of takes the edge off everything. In today's market, there are so many species and so many colors, exposed grain where the movement of the wood becomes really a feature, and really uniform, consistent grains where it's not about the texture, it's just about the beautiful depth of color. So you can really go all over the place, and that's one of the advantages. There's something about dark wood that just feels like it's been around forever and it's gonna be around forever. It provides contrast and warmth. Dark wood is achieved in various ways. Sometimes the actual species of the wood is dark, like a walnut. Sometimes it's very brown-based versus red-based, brown walnut, red cherry mahogany, and both of those decisions can be good decisions, kind of depending on the palette you're working in. I personally prefer woods that are a little browner. I just think they go with more things. A great example of the power of a rich, dark floor is this home, located in Florida. It's on the ocean. And if you notice how the light paint tones, this rich, wonderful pale blue, and the white, creamy trim contrast against the dark floors. One thing to really take note of is how the dark floors relate to some of the decisions in the case goods. And by case goods, I mean tables, cocktail tables, consoles, end tables. It's basically everything in a case good category is the exact opposite of upholstery. So tying the depth of your wood decision to some of your furniture decisions is a really nice tie. In this more contemporary interior, you have some really fun earthy tones and a hit of a bricky orange to kind of make it pop. Everything's kind of warm and kind of glows. So the depth of floor here really just sets the backdrop to allow all these beautiful golden tones to kind of play on top of it. Again, the color of the floor relates to the color of the other wood decisions in the room. Light floors are a very different decision. Remember, the whole purpose of the dark floor was to add that layer of contrast and probably to build a lighter palette on top of. It grounds everything, it weights everything. Light floor is the exact opposite. It visually expands the space. It kind of unifies your wall decisions and your floor decisions into one big decision, and it keeps everything a little bit lighter and easier. On top of those light floors, you can build anything from light to dark, casual to formal, and really start making your decisions from there. The floor in this residence completely unifies the space in that the walls and the floor are pretty much the same value. And if you note, it really allows the furniture and artwork decisions made in this space to pop. We don't try to mix the wood tones of the furniture or match the wood tones of the furniture to any of these decisions. We allow them to bounce around and kind of create interest. The artwork is bright and colorful. The accessories and collections are bright and colorful. The furniture, as far as value and color and tone, is a little bit all over the place, but the fact that we completely married the walls and the floors together allow this to be soothing and quite collective. Light floors do tend to keep an interior a little less serious. It actually makes it look a little younger and a little easier. There's a certain casualness and non-thought about ease that comes with a decision that's just kind of warm and candlelit in color. I tend to keep the fabrics a little lighter. I tend to keep things a little more linen and cotton based. It tends to provide the type of ambiance that you just kind of want to curl up and relax in. Don't be afraid to let the darker wood pieces of the furniture, the piano, the desk, or any of your ornaments be the accent, because they really do provide a nice contrast to the other decisions that blend into the background. This kitchen really highlights how beautiful buttery yellows and creams and the golden hues of a light floor blend together to create a great sunlit, relaxed interior. Painted cabinets are always a great combination with a wood floor, any color, light or dark. Medium-toned woods are that wonderful catch-all category between the light and the dark. And what's great about the medium tones is they have so much character. If you really think about the value of a medium wood, it can have knots, it can have raised grain, it can have a lot of species differential that add a lot of quirky charm to your space. If you're at all regionalized, and what I mean by that is maybe you're in a cottagey location or a lodge-like location or a coastal beachfront location and you want something just really user-friendly, a medium tone might be exactly what the doctor ordered. This house is very cottage-inspired. The color of the floor directly relates to the brick decision back in the bookcases and kind of creates a certain warmth and rustication. Whereas the color palette of the fabrics, the butterscotches, the caramels, and the creams, lots of linen-type quality to those decisions, keeps it all really relaxed and easy. All the painted cabinetry and millwork really allow the floors to introduce a nice grain to kind of take the edge off and keep things simple. This house in northern Pennsylvania has very much of a European flavor to it, and the real charm and character begins in these rich, rusticated beams. Because the beams are kind of the darker decision, the floors kind of just stepped off of that a little bit, kept it a little bit lighter and a little less serious. The golden tone of the fabric selections and the wall tones really speaks directly to the wood tone in the floors. Notice in this space how the floors and the wet bar tie together, but the decision was very purposeful to keep the walls lighter and brighter. Both golden tones, they relate, but they're certainly not dyed to match, creating additional interest. This lakeside retreat features a knotty pine floor, which is really warm, very golden and caramelly in color. It has a lot of quirky character, lots of charm. It's kind of a rusticated decision, complementing the brick walls and the barn-mounted sliding door that kind of creates the architectural charm of this casual space. As a designer, I'm very excited about all the options available. Whether it's light, dark, or medium, it doesn't matter. Whether it's very consistent or full of character, they're all great options. Go talk to your retailer and see what's available.